base years quantities 40, 20, 30, 10, etc. The quantities like 10, 5, 6, 9, etc. for base year is given. In the same way, price and quantities for the current year is also available. You can see on the screen. So we have to find out Marshall Edgeworth, Fishers, etc. So we write down commodities in the first column in the solution. Then base year, as you know that base year suffix for price is what? P0. The suffix for base year's quantity is known as Q0. So the same data is available. In the same way for current year, we write down it is current year. So the suffix for price will be 1, that is P1. Suffix for the quantity will be 1, that is Q1. So current year's and base year is completed. Now we want to find out Marshall Edgeworth formula. So it will require sigma P1 into Q1 plus Q0 divided by sigma P0 into Q1 plus Q0 multiplied by 100. That is, simplify it. So it will be sigma P1 Q1 plus sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q1 plus sigma P0 Q0 multiplied by 100. So all 1, 2, 3 and 4, all these 4 necessary columns we must add in this above table. So now we add what is the necessary columns? P1 Q1, so we add P1 Q1, then P1 Q0, so we add P1 Q0, P0 Q1, P0 Q1 and P0 Q0. Okay, so all these 4 columns we add and then we find out the summation, and answer of this summation we'll insert here, then find out the division and multiply it by 100. Okay, accordingly we will have 1190 plus 1070 divided by 840 plus 770 and multiplied by 100. So it will be 2260 into 100 divided by 1610, that is 140.37 will be our index given by Marshall Edgeworth formula. Okay, clear? Now we find out Fisher's formula. So Fisher's formula is denoted by P01 Fisher, that is square root of sigma P1 Q0 upon sigma P0 Q0 multiplied by sigma P1 Q1 upon sigma P0 Q1, and the final product answer is multiplied by 100. Every necessary quantities are available in the table above, and hence we can say that sigma P1 Q0 is what? 1070. In the above table it is 1070. Then comes what the next is sigma P1 Q1, so it is 1190, it is available. Okay, in the same way Fisher's formula. Okay, so sigma P0 Q0 it is 770, it is also available, and we require sigma P0 Q1 sigma yes it is here 840. Clear the point? So what we have to do, the next thing is only substitute all these 1, 2, 3, 4 answers and find out the product, whatever it may be. The product is 1.39 into 1.42 and make it square root. Whatever may be answer will be multiplied by 100. So it will give you the final answer of Fisher's formula to be 140.49. Now third is quantity index number by Fisher's formula. P01 was the Fisher's price index number. Understood? We have seen in Fisher's index number, quantity index number is Q01 for Fisher, which is square root of sigma Q1 P0 upon sigma Q0 P0 multiplied by sigma Q1 P1 upon sigma Q0 P1, and it is multiplied by 100. Everything is available on this above table. So it is 840 divided by this figure is 770 multiplied by again 1190 divided by 1070. It is square root find out and multiplied by 100. Answer is 109.995. You can see the difference. Fisher's price index number is 140.49. Same, Fisher's quantity index gives us 109, which is a lower than the price index number. Now Marshall Edgeworth, Fisher's price and Fisher's quantity index numbers are in this way calculated. Now we go for the verification of time reversal test and factor reversal test. This is, friends, it's very important to remember that for any formula we have to check whether it satisfies TRT and FRT or not. Let us verify this for first of all Fisher's formula. We first of all write down F Fisher's formula for price index number P10, that is square root of sigma P0 Q1 upon sigma P1 Q1 multiplied by sigma P0 Q0 upon sigma P1 Q0 into 100. So the available figures from the data we have put substitute and the answer is 71.5. Now Fisher's P01 is multiplied by P10. We have already Fisher's P01, the answer was 140.9 and it is multiplied by just 71.5, omitting the factor 100. Remember, while calculating the verification of TRT, we will not include 100, and that's why omitting the factor, instead of 140 we put 1.40, correct, and instead of 71.5 we put 0.715 because we don't calculate 100, and so the product of this into this is equal to 1.0045, that is equal to nearer to 1, and hence we can say that time reversal test is satisfied by Fisher's price index number. Fisher's formula satisfies TRT. Now verification of second factor reversal test. F P01 multiplied by F Q01 equal to 1.4037 multiplied by 1.09995. So it is equal to 1.4 into 1.1, that is 1.54. Keep it on one side. Now in factor reversal test we have to take this answer equal to IV, where IV is value index, that is V01 equal to sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into 100. This figure and this figure, both the figures are available on the data, which is 1190 upon 770. Multiply it by 100, so it is 154.54, and without 100 from 1 and 2, by omitting 100, this figure is 1.54, here it is 1.54, so 1 equal to 2, and hence we can say that P01 Fisher multiplied by Q01 Fisher equal to V01, that is the value index 1.54 equal to 1.54 verified. That is, this total example gives us the idea regarding factor reversal test and time reversal test. Both the tests are satisfied by Fisher's index number, and hence Fisher's index number, as we have discussed, that it is an ideal index number because it satisfies both the tests. By taking this type of example, we have discussed that TRT and FRT both are satisfied here by Fisher's index number. So Fisher's index number is known as ideal index number. Let us take the last example. Find Fisher's ideal index number from the following data using 1990 as base. Commodity A, B, C, D, and 1990 is a base year, so price and value 4, 8, 2, 10, etc. These are the different values. In the same way for current year, that is 1992, we are given price and quantity. Now you can understand 1990 is a base year, so this is P0, this is value Q0, this is P1, this is quantity Q1. Since quantities are not given for the year 1990, so we calculate Q0 by the relation. So this is very important. Instead of given quantities to us, direct quantities are not given. We have to find out the quantities from the given values. By the relation, value divided by price will give us the quantity. Thus Q0 is equal to value divided by price. Instead of value we write down total value, then it is the same as, means that value is what? The product of P0 into Q0 gives us value, and hence if you want to find out Q0, then naturally it will be value upon price. Thus we can find out commodity ABCD, price P0, then value P0 Q0. Value is known as P0 Q0. It is given 80, 32, 20, 50. If 80 will be divided by 4, 80 upon 4, so it will be equal to 20, that is the first Q0. 32 divided by 8, it is equal to 4. 20 divided by 2, that is equal to 10. And the last 50 upon 10, that is 5. These are the quantities Q0. Here there is no problem. In current year, price and quantity is given directly. So no problem to calculate for current year the same thing. Now you can calculate Fisher's ideal index number in this way. Commodity A, B, C, D, then 1990, P0, 4, 8, 2, 10, Q0, then P1, then Q1. The necessary columns for Fisher index number are P0, Q0. Find out the product for P0 and Q0. 20 into 4, that is 80. 8 4s are 32. 2 10s are 20. 10 5s are 50. The summation of these four figures, that is sigma P0, Q0, is given by 182. In the same way, P1, Q0. So P1 into Q0, 20 into 10, that is 200. 16 4s are 64. And so on. And the summation will be 404. Then P0 into Q1, P0 into Q1, this column and this column. So 15 4s are 60 and so on. 8 5s are 40, 2 12s are 24 and 10 6s are 60. Then find out the summation, it will be 184. And the last is P1 Q1. P1 is this column, Q1 is this. Find out the product of these four figures, write down it here and make the summation, it will be 398. So we find out the formula for Fisher's index number. So it will be Fisher's P01 square root of sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q1 multiplied by sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q0 multiplied by 100. So square root of 404 upon 182 into 398 upon 184 multiplied by 100. So it will be 219.1. And hence, friends, in this way we can understand the various topics of index number, which the tests, what the tests which an index number should satisfy. We have to define the Fisher's ideal index number. I want to tell you that there are some exercise questions you can read here. All these questions we have discussed in the last 2 lectures about index numbers, but of course not necessary, because it will go for the multiple cases and we have to take only the 2 cases. So no necessary to go in detail like this, but I want to tell you that index number is very important topic. Please don't omit it. Have a seriousness, think seriously about the particular topic of index number. And if there is any question, you can ask me, I will reply you. So please, if any question, then you can ask me. Okay, so we'll meet in the next session. Okay, namaskar.
સંધાન ઓલ ગુજરાત ઇન્ટિગ્રેટેડ ક્લાસરૂમ
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.